Well, hello everyone. This is Richard Kadish, owner and broker in charge of Go Gated Realty, Hilton Head Island and Bluffton, South Carolina. And today is December 17th, 2017. We're on Hilton Head Island at Fiddler's Cove. And Fiddler's Cove is a group of vacation condominiums for the most part. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. They have 757 square feet. And we're here today to look at unit number 9K, which one of my clients just purchased. And we'll talk a bit about the market here at Fiddler's Cove. We'll talk a bit about my services as a buyer's agent. And of course, we'll see Fiddler's Cove 9K and walk through it and get an idea of what the villas are like here. Well, again, my name is Richard Kadish, K-A-D-E-S-C-H, and my company is Go Gated Realty, like gated communities. And I'm the gated community specialist, ladies and gentlemen, and both Go Gated Realty and Gated Community Specialist are federally registered trademarks. Fiddler's Cove is a gated community with a 24-hour manned security gate. It also has 2 swimming pools, 10 hard true tennis courts. It has a clubhouse with 2 racquetball courts and a game room, and it's just 2 blocks off the beach. A very, very popular place for people to vacation and to own, relatively speaking, economical vacation properties. We'll talk a bit about the market here and a bit about my services as a buyer's agent. Let's just walk quickly through Villa 9K. And this villa just closed yesterday. It was listed at $144,500. Just to give you a quick preview, I guess you could say, of some of the things I want to talk about in the marketplace here. There's only one villa for sale here at Fiddler's Cove today, and it's listed at $180,000 with another company. I sold this as a buyer's agent, this particular unit. It was listed at $144,500, and in the last 6 months here at Fiddler's Cove, there have been 20 villas sold. 20 villas sold at Fiddler's Cove. 2 are under contract and have not yet closed. Both of those are listed at $164,900 and $165,000. Again, this one having been listed at $144,500. Congratulations to my buyer. He recognized a good deal, and we worked great together as a team to bring home a real good deal. And that real good deal is defined in several ways. One of them is that the marketplace is going up very fast here among these economy villas, not just at Fiddler's Cove, but all around. When I say all around, I mean places like the Hilton Head Island Beach and Tennis Resort. The second home market is very much back over there. Hilton Head Resort, there are other places in the Forest Beach neighborhood and so forth. But here at Fiddler's Cove, again, 20 villas sold in 6 months, leaving only 1 for sale. The 2 that remain to be closed, by the way, they are or have been listed at $164,900 and $165,000. And as I said, this one listed at $144,500. And it has this beautiful Gulf view. We're looking across the balcony railing here over to Port Royal, which is definitely an upscale gated community here at the beach on Hilton Head Island. Notice the beautiful mature trees. People love the mature trees here at the Island Maritime Forest that we have here. The palm trees, the broadleaf trees, the pine trees. And each of these Fiddler's Cove villas have a beautiful balcony. And the informal vacation floor plan of the living room, which then flows to the dining area and to the kitchen. Well, this buyer is actually going to move into this. He's a gentleman who lives elsewhere now and works from home. He wanted to have 2 bedrooms so he could continue to work from home and have enough space for that. And he wanted to be very close to the beach. Big priority, big dream, now achieved within his budget. Look at he has a full kitchen, also a washer and dryer. Some of the economy villas don't have that. One of them that does is the spa in Port Royal Sound. Also another economy location that's making a big comeback. Let's just take a quick look here at the 2 bedrooms. This is the master bedroom because it has the private bathroom. And this was sold furnished, by the way. Listed at $144,500, sold furnished, another feature of a good deal. Another reason that this made a good deal for this owner, this buyer, is because it has a brand new air conditioner that was installed last year. And of course, anytime you're talking about villas or properties in general that have some age on them, you want to make sure that the villa is inspected and that you know what you're buying concerning all the mechanicals. Sometimes your least expensive property isn't your best deal. You have to take a lot of things into consideration. And of course, what my client and I did is that not only did we watch the market and shopped hard, but then we had the villa inspected and we did a second round of negotiations based on the inspection. And at the end of the day, my buyer was satisfied with the value that he was getting, and it met his needs perfectly. It was actually well within his budget. And I'm just showing you these details because of this villa, because even though this villa is sold, I would say that this villa is in average or actually above average condition for some of the vacation villas that we see here in this price range. So that as we go into 2018 and we talk about Fiddler's Cove, you and I, that is to say, myself as your buyer's agent and you as a purchaser or a prospective purchaser, well, then you'll know that we have different things to talking points, if you will, such as, has the villa been renovated? Does it have a new kitchen? How's the furniture? And if you're going to use it as a vacation rental spot, then we'll want to get into crunching numbers as far as how does the villa rent to others. Now, this particular one was used by the owner as a personal second home without rental. And as I said, it's going to be occupied now as a primary residence by the new owner. Let's talk a little bit about the rental, though, while I'm on that subject, is that, generally speaking, there are different companies that handle the rental, so you're not obligated to go with any one company. You can also do the rental on your own, or as I said before, you can also just not rent. And you have all these options. The rental companies, in a general sense, if I'm estimating this for a buyer, I would say that you would probably gross something in the neighborhood of around $16,000 per year. I'm sure there's rental companies that can do better than that. There's others that may not do as well as that. And then the amount that you net will be depending on whether or not you are doing it yourself through social media, for rent-by-owner type websites, or whether you're having a company do it for you. And of course, there's hybrid programs where you can do both. You can do your own rental and also have it with a company. We can go into all of those details about vacation rental on this and any other property when you call. Now, some locations do have on-site rental companies, others do not. But it's one of the things that makes owning a vacation rental property a good deal for the right buyer. Things such as appreciation, that is no guarantee, but figure, roughly 5% a year. You have oftentimes tax benefits that can come in the form of interest write-offs as well as depreciation. You have the use benefit, which can come in the form of simply paying yourself for a villa to stay instead of paying someone else, paying your own mortgage, if you will, instead of someone else's mortgage. And just general pride of ownership. Now, as a primary residence, well, I don't know where you can go on Hilton Head Island and buy a residence for $150,000 or $160,000 unless it is a condominium. But here you see the architecture of the place by stepping outside. Here we are at one of the 2 pools, 3 stories high. There are no elevators, The buildings are numbered 1 through 20 and up. There's actually about, I believe, about 24 buildings total. And each floor is lettered. So you have A, B, C, D on the first floor, E, F, G, H on the second floor, I, J, K, L on the third floor. And for those of you who, of course, don't want to do any steps, well, I would recommend you stick to the first floor. And that is the most versatile, of course, because not everybody can and will do steps if they have the alternative. So typically speaking, a first floor villa is going to be more expensive and more valuable than a second floor villa, than a third floor villa. And so for those of you who are young and have no problem with steps, well, the whole world is available to you and you can take your pick. But today there's only one for sale. Here's our clubhouse with a game room. And I don't know if they actually have their annual meetings here or not, but it's clearly a versatile room, which I believe owners, if it's true here like it is everywhere else, can rent out for receptions, parties, get-togethers. And aside from that, just a good place to come in and enjoy yourself. And obviously very popular for kids as well. The clubhouse here also has 2 racquetball courts, which are as nice as any in any racquetball club that we've ever had here on the island. And there is a racquetball club on the south end of the island, but that's what those 2 panes of glass are there and those lower doors. 2 racquetball courts here included in your ownership. Now the monthly regime fee is $315, which is another good thing about Fiddler's Cove. Mature trees, washers and dryers in the villas, and a lower than average monthly regime fee. In South Carolina, we call that mandatory fee that some people in general call a maintenance fee. Well, it's called a regime fee, and we need to look closely to see what that includes. In this case, it includes 24-hour security, and there's our security gate and the main entrance, the only entrance to Fiddler's Cove. It also includes use of all these amenities. Hard, true tennis courts, definitely distinctive. It's your country club, soft court surface, rather than your hard court, which is more of your public courts surface, public park surface. The swimming pool. You have your insurance for hurricane, fire, and flood included in that fee. And as we shop and compare condominiums, we want to make sure that if there's a higher fee that we know what we're getting for that. We also look at special assessments, because when you buy into a condominium association like this, you have to obey the constitution, if you will, of the master deed and bylaws and the rules and regulations. Your board of directors, which are elected officials, elected owners, just like you vote them into office. They comprise the board of directors, and they're charged with enforcing the master deed and bylaws. They're charged with making and enforcing rules and regulations. And of course, they can levy special assessments. So you want to make sure that you know about the financial health of any association where you buy. And Fiddler's Cove has one of the better health charts, I guess you could say, financial charts of any around. Well, here we are over to the east side of the property where there's a gate. And this would be, if you were walking to the beach, you wouldn't take the circuitous route that I just took through the community, through the clubhouse and all that. You'd walk directly over to this gate, and through the gate, you then walk down the street to the beach here in Folly Field. So that's our tour. That's our tour of Fiddler's Cove. And just down at the end of the street, just crossing Folly Field Road, it's a beautiful and easy walk down the street to the end. And just beyond that wood rail fence is your Atlantic Ocean beach. So that's the tour of Fiddler's Cove, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm very happy to celebrate the sale of 9K with my client, who gave me permission to come and make this video of his villa. I certainly appreciate that. And I would invite you to contact me as your buyer's agent as you shop and compare villas or homes on Hilton Head Island or Bluffton, South Carolina. I'm making this video as a buyer's agent with 42 years of local real estate experience. And here's my contact information. My cell phone, please call anytime, 843-684-2933. That's 843-684-2933. My email address, rich@gogated.com. That's RICH@GOGATED.com. And my website is gogated.com. And at gogated.com, you can search any and all Hilton Head Island villas and houses, homes, both here and in Bluffton. And there's also a button on my website, gogated.com, that invites you to just tell me about yourself and your real estate needs. And when you write me a quick note from gogated.com, I'll respond and we'll get acquainted. And if you'd like, I'll send you a list of all the homes that could possibly meet your needs in a format that will update automatically. It'll save you a lot of time. In my opinion, it's the best way to monitor your personal real estate market. And there is no cost or obligation for that. It is the best way to stay on top of things, especially as you get closer to your point of purchase. You need an accurate inventory. And when my buyers come to the island or to Bluffton to make their selection, they've already shopped that list with me, had many of their questions answered. We're already working together as agent and client, and their chances of success are therefore the highest, in my opinion. Well, what a beautiful spot. Look at this beautiful live oak tree with the Spanish moss, palm trees here at Fiddler's Cove in the Follyfield neighborhood of Hilton Head Island. Thank you for watching the video. I've sure enjoyed showing you this location and this villa. Thank you to my client, who is kind enough to let me make the video and show off his new residence. And if you like this video, there are more at the Go Gated channel on YouTube. Please subscribe, and I look forward to meeting with you whenever you're ready to work with you as your buyer's agent in this area. Hilton Head Island and Bluffton, South Carolina, a fabulous place to own real estate, to vacation, and to live. Thank you again for watching.